Namaskar friends, I welcome you all to the digital media of Uday India. And today, on my regular episode, that is Bhartiyata Ka Sankhanaad, I want to speak something about the Waqf Board properties in Delhi. Friends, the Modi government has denied to hand over and ultimately set to take over 123 prime Waqf Board properties under its possession in Delhi. But do you know how Waqf acquired these prime properties worth billions? And who gave them and when? All the Indian citizens must know about this. Friends, the British colonial government acquired these 123 properties between 1911 and 1915. The government of India then inherited these properties from the colonial government after independence. And in 1970, these 123 properties were notified as Waqfs in the Delhi Gazette, and on 31st December 1970 under the Waqf Act 1954. Friends, Delhi Government Authority and the Land and Development Office challenged these notifications and filed declaratory suits claiming ownership of these 123 properties in Delhi. In 1974, Congress formed a committee under the chairmanship of S.M. Barne to consider the issues related to the government properties that claim to be Waqf boards and make recommendations on this. And friends, it is pertinent to note here that S.M. Barne was the Delhi Waqf Board chairman that time, and on March 23rd in 1976, Barne committee submitted its report and declared that 123 government properties in Delhi as Waqf boards and made certain recommendations that the Congress government handed over these Waqf board properties to Delhi Waqf Board or DWB. And that committee also recommended that the government of India should compensate the DWB, Delhi Waqf Board, for graveyards where graves are not existent. After that, the Delhi Waqf Board will withdraw their claims. And it is evident that the Barne committee produced a biased report, and the committee declared two properties, one situated on Vice President of India's house lawn and the other located inside a wireless station as Waqf Board properties, even though the committee was not allowed to enter these sensitive locations. Imagine. However, the Congress government accepted Barne committee's recommendations and they attempted to hand over all these 123 properties to Delhi Waqf Board in 1984. And on 31st January 1984, Congress decided to transfer all these 123 properties to Delhi Waqf Board in a cabinet meeting through a perpetual lease for a nominal annual rent of just ₹1 per acre. Imagine. But the Indraprastha Vishwa Hindu Parishad or the IVHP then challenged Congress government's this decision before its implementation. So the Indraprastha Vishwa Hindu Parishad filed a writ petition before Delhi High Court to challenge the Congress government's order to lease the government properties to Delhi Waqf Board perpetually. And the Delhi High Court passed an interim order and granted stay on the Congress government's transfer of said properties to Delhi Waqf Board. The Delhi High Court said, I quote it, in the meantime, the status quo regarding the property should be maintained and possession should be retained by the government and not Delhi Waqf Board. I unquote it. That time, Delhi High Court also directed the Congress government against execution of lease deeds. And on 12 January 2011, Delhi High Court disposed of IPHP's writ petition and directed the UPA government to have a fresh look and decide within 6 months. Friends, on 2nd March 2014, the UPA government decided to transfer the 123 properties to Delhi Waqf Board in a cabinet meeting. Accordingly, on 5th March 2014, UPA government withdrew from the acquisition of the 123 properties under section 93 of the right to fair compensation and transparency in the land acquisition, rehabilitation, Resettlement Act of 2013 that allowed the Delhi Waqf Board to claim ownership of the said government properties. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad filed a complaint with the ECI against the violation of Congress government's breach of Model Code of Conduct and moved to the Delhi High Court against the UPA government's decision to withdraw from the acquisition of 123 government properties 2 months before the UPA government's term ended. Because everybody knows why Congress did this, and for 75 years they have done this for a particular community. This is not a surprise to anyone. But friends, in such, Congress handed over these 123 government properties worth billions to the Delhi Waqf Board just before the general elections, and you know why. And they put them before a platter like this is their ancestors' property. It is the property of Nehru and Indira Gandhi did with Aksai Chin and the other one. But the Modi government, when Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister, for whom India always comes first, nation first, the government has refused to hand over and ultimately set to take over 123 prime Waqf Board properties under its possession in Delhi, and this is a big decision. Because why the prime lands should be given to a particular community or board? And I must tell my friends and our esteemed viewers that in Delhi there are several lands possessed by other persons also, and time will come, we will expose all those things. Who has possession and whether they have legal possessions on that land. That stories will come in future. Stay tuned with Uday India. Bande Mataram.